the magnifying glass onto the phone on the copy that he got and then it's come out quite clear now, and I can read some of this writing. So that just says top of hill, okay. He's done a kind of little, on the letter T, he's done a little slope, sort of cutting down at an angle. Now this one, it looks to me like right next to it, that to me looks like it says definitely upper. That looks like a Helme. It looks like Upper Helme. Now, if it was Upper Helme, then we've got a link to Helme in Meltham, because Helme at Meltham, there's Helme next to Dunelm, and Elm had the letter H dropped from it. It was meant to be Dunelm, later to be known as Cop Hill, just through more modern reference, but the old maps name it Dunelm, with a dropped H from the village next to it, which is Helme. That looks to me clearly like Helme, Upper Helme. So, and it's raised up, like Castle and Dunelm. And it is more north. So north is, going northwards. That says Ing. There's lots of Ings around there. Now this looks very strange. It looks like Kilcroft or Killercroft. It's definitely Croft or Keelercroft. That says Olme or Rome or Holm. Lower home, I think, but it don't look like a H, does it? It's definitely Olme. It's definitely lower. Now there was a place called Dives House, but that's named after a guy called Dives who had a farm or country house near there. It was well known. That was going, I think, later on. Now the very early maps, like the 1600 maps, are very old, from the 1600s, and they've got very strange and weird names for the places, and they're not very detailed like this. They're a lot more zoomed out, and they don't actually feature these sites. And some of the other maps don't even care to draw on or mention. Now this looks like it's got little allotments next to it, like when you go at the side of Dunelm. Because Dunelm, at the side of it, I point out in one of my videos on site when I go there, it's got all these sort of allotment, kind of like, it's like a growing strip, basically. I think it's a Liberty Cap growing strip, because it's all around it in a ring and up on the Pennines, but going really way back, all the Pennines were filled with water, except the ridges at the top that could have had cairns and dolmens on them, small ones. And this is the same shape, funnily enough, as the Liberty Caps anyway. And it's an almond shape as well anyway, but, when you get onto Almondbury, it looks like, on the old maps, they spell it Almbury, A-L-M, not almond, A-L-M. Now, Kirk for Kirkheaton means like a church or parish. So you got the parish of Heaton, the parish of Burton. It's just the Kirk, right? Now, if we just think of, what are the main, bigger place names, you've got Brighouse. And that, the Brigantes, it's silly to ignore. The Brighouse. So if there was ever like something that would, mean a Brighouse, like, a Brigantes house, I think it would be that. And then Huddersfield, Liberties, people draw them, as like a hood shape. Now, over towards Dalton Bank, that way towards the river, they call the Dalton Bank on there, part of it, there's one bit of it called Nab Hill. In Mirfield, there's a Nab Lane, and there's the Nab, just the Nab. Never mind like lane or street, it's called the Nab. Now, the Nab part, as we know I don't have to point it out to you because you know it obviously, is the Nab is actually on the Liberties and on the mushrooms, the stalk. The Nab is the stalk. The name for Nab is the stalk part, right? Which is, you know, if you think of, you know, if a river goes somewhere or comes from somewhere, it almost like the little thread, you know, and that the top bit's called the cap anyway. Now, they use dun and duns for dunce hat anyway, and then helmet. A helmet is a hat, and there's Celtic shaped hats with that shape anyway. So helm and helmet, and dunce hat, and you know, Liberty caps, the hood, Huddersfield. So you know it's all tied in. Now there's another map that someone said that they've seen a name of it for something to do with Warrior, but I don't know what map they saw. When you start getting older than this, you start getting into the maps that are not as zoomed in close. I'd like to see some of the Beaumont Estate maps or the Ramsden Estate maps, whichever it was, either or. Can't quite make out what it says. Got some very small names to do with those individual fields, split into 3 or 4 sections. I'm very interested to know what they were. Now, how do you get onto it? He has drawn an entrance on that side down there, which I don't know exists or existed, because nowadays I think it's on this side of the road that they put on there, up, and it's quite steep on that side. That might have been that's where they've quarried. Now there is a name, B, there's letters there, B, something B, Burler, Burke, B-U, oh yeah, I think that could be, is that a K and an E? Could it be something like Burke? Is that all writing? Oh, Bur. I don't know whether he's writing something here or whether he's drawn the route down it. It looks like letters, doesn't it? That looks like a H. Maybe it says burial. Burial would be B-U-R-I-A-L. Could we say that's a B-U-R-I? Can't quite make it out. That looks like a H. Burial. Hill. I don't know. It looks like what do you reckon that says? And is he trying to stylize it into the route down? Which way was the way up and down it? I don't know. People used to play in those fields who are still alive, so they will have known how you get up there. I was speaking to a woman that I passed on a footpath. Someone said they used to play up there anyway. So, you know, Brighouse and Huddersfield anyway, the Brighouse and Huddersfield, I'm interested to know what these separate little things were. They look a little bit like the Meltham. I wouldn't mind seeing the Meltham area on this particular map, but that just says top of hill. I'm interested to know what your interpretation of this is. But that's Upper Helme, so that's directly for, that links to Cop Hill, that, because it's Dunelm, Helm, that says Upper Helme. We don't know what these say yet, and I can't make out that writing on the trees, but that says top of hill. Lower something, Killercroft, Ings. See what you reckon to that. I mean, is that a B? Looks like it could be burial, but he might spell it H. I don't know.